how do you coach leaders or model good habits, whether that's communication, setting boundaries, or even something, like not clicking on that link? I guess it's really top down, right? Like the leaders have to embrace that mentality also. So are there some tips or tricks for them how to communicate that to their team?
Absolutely. I think to your point, setting habits, there's that whole do as I say, not as I do kind of thing. And so, recognizing when you're operating with integrity, and when I say that word, I mean, I do what I say. Because the reality is people, if they see you say one thing or they hear you say one thing and see you do another, they'll believe what you do far more often than they'll believe what you say. So I think one, to your point, modeling that. I think that there are points back to, it's not about, looking kind of like you don't know what you're doing, but it also is about being human as a leader. It's about saying, you know what, this is one of those times where this happened to me and this is what the impact was and this is what I learned from it. So recognizing that not only making good habits, but making it real and human and it's normal. And we need to recognize that we need to build these habits because these things can happen. And so being able to communicate that and model it, I think that those are critical.
That's great. I know this past year, maybe more, you've been really working hard on you published your book, Butterfly Goo. I'm so proud of you. It's been so great to see the success of it and how you're marketing it and getting it out there. I love it. It is such a unique title. Can you tell us the story and the name and what it represents? Share with us.
Absolutely. For me, it's all about transformation. And I think fundamentally, if I have to sum it up, the idea is that any journey of transformation is sticky, messy, gooey. That's just normal. In fact, it's not only normal, it's actually essential to our transformation. It is working through a lot of those challenges and things that help us get where we want to be and who we want to be. This book is really it's a humorous memoir, and it's really kind of, about it's my story, but the idea is that this isn't just about me. And there are some self-help like aspects if you want to play around with some tools at the back. But I think it's important to recognize that we have this idea of what transformation looks like, and it's idealized. And the butterfly is a perfect example. I mean, when you think transformation, one of the first things that comes to mind is butterfly. What we don't appreciate is the arduous journey that little caterpillar actually has to go through. It spins itself a cocoon, technically a chrysalis, but cocoon's a better metaphor. So we're going with cocoon. So it spins itself the cocoon. It goes into that. It dissolves into a gelatinous goo, green goo. And it takes those fundamental building blocks and it builds something new. Even coming out of the cocoon, there have been times where people, I think, or something's happened where they thought they were helping the butterfly by opening the cocoon or something like that. But the butterfly actually has to struggle to get out for it to be strong enough to get there. And I think that's one of the mistakes a lot of times as leaders we make, that we think we're helping people by enabling them or doing things for them. One of the other reasons I think the butterfly is such an amazing example is that that caterpillar takes everything it needs into the cocoon to become a butterfly. And a lot of times we think transformation means I have to turn myself into something I'm not. It doesn't mean that. In fact, don't do that. Too many leaders see like a cookie cutter of what leadership is supposed to be, and they try to fit themselves in. You lose so much when you do that. It's really about recognizing who we are at our core, those fundamental building blocks, and building them to become the best of who we can be, to become the best of who we already are.